Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Today's the day. It is June 1st, 2022, and officially we start the hurricane season today. Now, we have broken a trend for the last 6 seasons, I believe. Yeah, about 6 or 7 seasons where we have had name storm before the actual beginning of the season. So, in other words, before June 1st. Now, this year, it is June 1st. We still don't have an actual name storm. We're watching an area which I'm going to show you guys here in the satellite imagery. This is basically what is left of Hurricane Agatha. I guess that's how you pronounce it, from the Pacific, as you guys know. Or if you don't know, basically Agatha did landfall. Let me go back and show you guys where it did landfall. So if you look at my cursor here, and this narrow path between in Mexico, basically between mountains, so it's like a little bit of a valley kind of going through here. Excuse me. So it made landfall through here as a hurricane category 2. Very small hurricane, very small system. So it did cause, unfortunately, some deaths. I believe last time I checked was 11 deaths in that area that it made landfall. But what you're seeing here, all this mess, is basically what is left of Hurricane Agatha. Now, the National Hurricane Center is actually giving it as of the 8 a.m. update, is giving it a 70% chance of development within the next couple of days, 80% chance within the next 5 days. If it gets named, it will be Alex. So it will be our official first name storm of the season. But again, it broke the trend of a name storm before the actual beginning of the season, which is June 1st today. Now, as of the sea surface temperatures, things have warmed up a little bit in the Atlantic. If you guys remember, or if you haven't seen it, go back and watch my video from last week. You're going to notice that this area south of Cuba and Jamaica was a little bit cooler, as well as the Pacific actually was a little bit warmer. So they kind of flip-flopped a little bit. Now you're not seeing as much gray anymore here, which means that gray means average temperatures, sea surface temperatures. Now we are actually warming up a little bit more. And the Pacific has cooled off a little bit. Now you're starting to see a little bit more blue showing up here, which here was warmer last week in the past few weeks. So right now we're watching again the remnants of what it was, Hurricane Agatha. If we look at, let me go ahead and find the, not this one, here. If we go back to the hurricane models, I'm going to show you guys what they are saying. See, now you have the low pressure system here. According to the GFS, if we move forward, it has it making landfall, technically speaking, in south part of Florida. But again, it doesn't have a lot of time to really develop much. If it would have come through the Bay of Campeche and kind of avoided the peninsula of Yucatan Peninsula, then it would have had much more time to develop and pick up steam. But I'm going to show you also another graph where you're going to notice that the conditions overall in the Gulf are not favorable for development. So that's pretty much part of the reason why it's not really developing into much, besides the interaction with land. Now, if we move forward, you can see that the GFS really is not developing. It's not developing much. You see now, and it's actually saying that we may have another hurricane in the Pacific, but we'll see about that. But let's check out the European model. Basically around the same spot, you see the system, the low pressure system there. As we move forward, it takes it kind of stalls it, and it makes landfall about the same spot in southern Florida. Now, if this plays true, that what the European model is saying, that it stalls it for so many days, you guys got to remember that where the L is, that low pressure, that is where the warmest, deepest part of the Gulf is, like the water. So If it stalls on top of that, then we may have actually potentially a stronger system moving towards Florida or even between Florida and Cuba. I mean, we'll see. But right now, as you can see, we'll go back. I mean, it's saying that literally this storm is not moving for probably 2-3 days. It's just kind of stalling there, which that would be worst case scenario. Because if that's the case, it means the storm is going to potentially become stronger. Now, as of let's see, the Canadian model, it has it around the same spot. As you can see, the L, if we move forward, again, doesn't develop much, making landfall, same thing, South Florida, but it doesn't do much with it neither. Now, the Navy model doesn't really do much. It's showing a little bit more moisture, but it's not really developing much, the actual storm. So that's something that, again, these models are not that they're not that reliable. But right now, that's what we're watching. Now, let me show you the graph that's showing that in the Gulf is not really primed yet to support any significant development. Now, if we look at the MJO, let me kind of zoom in here. So if you guys look, right now, it's actually favorable, technically speaking. But then when we look at a different graph, which it was the, where is it? This one here. See, let me zoom in. Oh, not that. Now you're gonna. I know it looks kind of messy, but let's see. Florida is here. So where my cursor is at, let me kind of use the pen here real quick. But Florida is here, and technically speaking, the storm is sitting right here. So when it was in the Gulf, not in the Gulf, in the Pacific here, you see the yellows and the greens. That means it's favorable conditions. That's why it was able to intensify to a Category 2 hurricane. But as you notice, the majority of the Gulf, a massive portion here, is in the red, meaning unfavorable conditions. So right now, even though it looks like it's kind of picking up steam a little bit, it looks like it's not much is going to happen with it. So that's something that we're going to have to, again, keep an eye for it. But right now, and it got upgraded to an area, or what they call an investigation area. And even though it looks kind of like it wants to pick up steam, we will have to see if it actually does and it actually gets closer to Florida. Worst case scenario, what the European model is saying is going to stall for a few days. If that's the case, then we're going to have something a little bit more serious to watch. But right now it's looking very ragged. And it's, again, not too much of a concern at the moment. Now, the concern basically would be on southern Florida, a potential flooding, basically a rain event, but nothing bad really for what it has to do with winds. So right now, that's what we're watching. Again, June 1st, 2022, official beginning of the hurricane season 2022. And we're already watching a storm, but again, we broke that trend of a named storm before the actual official beginning of the season. So at least we did break that trend. But we're already watching a storm, so we'll have to see which direction it takes. But right now, it's looking like South Florida needs to keep an eye on this and potential rain event and flooding. That's what I have. This is everything I have for you guys. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. Trying to make this video short and to the point. But right now, watching Invest 91L, potentially Alex. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates now that we're in the official beginning of the season. Share this video with your family and friends. Any comments, any questions, put them in the comment section below. Have a good day.